Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. So every other season, some of us may need to face rather tough set dungeons. Not my favorite gameplay, but it is required in order to complete the season journey as a guardian. So in this video, I'd like to share with you how I did my Roland set dungeon for the Crusaders, and you can jump to that part of the video unedited on how I did it. I put a timestamp below at the description of the video. Now, but this part of the video is really to share with you some general tips on how you do it, and also my gear to build, just some ideas. Now, there's no one single strategy to do this dungeon. My wife did it before me. She used a little bit different from what I do, but I'd like to share with you what I have and the general tips of it. Two objectives in this set dungeon. The first one is that you must use sweep attack to hit 12 different enemies 7 times. Rather annoying. Second objective is to spend 300 plus Wrath within 10 seconds. So the two objectives unfortunately are kind of conflicting to each other, because if you want to spend the Wrath, you need to do things a little bit fast, and if you do it fast, you may not hit 12 different enemies with a sweep attack. If you do the 12 different enemy with a sweep attack, you may need some time of setup, and time spent setting up is not spending Wrath as well. So the two are rather conflicting, but it is really a balance between how you can achieve both at the same time at the beginning of the engagement, and then after that try to pick off the various kind of mobs on the ground and try to do maybe focus on one objective first, and after that do another one. I personally find that to focus on the second objective first is an easier kind of way, because you will find quite a lot of opportunity to try to hit 12 enemy at the same times, but spending Wrath require really a large group of stuff around you. So I will get that off the so I'll try to do both at the same time, but if not, then I'll try to spend the Wrath first, then I don't need to worry too much about spending Wrath. Alright, so now the gear wise, I go without saying is you have to get the set of Roland. Doesn't matter whether you have 6 pieces or not. If you don't, then you have the Royal Ring of the Grandeur to supplement that kind of thing. Missing items. Now I have one missing item because I want to use the Captain Crimson, because Captain Crimson is kind of nice for the Crusader. Reduce cooldowns, kind of like of all the skills, and then reduce cost reduction. It's kind of generally nice for the Crusader. So I did it for this one. Now there are some gear that you must have. Some are nice to have. So must have, yes, Roland is must have. Crimson is Captain Crimson is nice to have. This golden flange is a must-have. You must have it, because otherwise you will not be able to get the second objective done up, because you want to have the Wrath being recuperated as you use sweep attack, so as you burn your Wrath really fast to get the second objective. Denial is, I would say, is a very good to have to must-have, because it does help you to increase your sweep attack better. You really want to kill things fast in the set dungeon in general, because you want to get on with the whole thing without exceeding the time limit. So yeah, that is another borderline very nice to have, should have kind of thing. All right, so now the Assyrian Ring of the Zodiac, I find that is a very good to have, towards must have as well, because as a Crusader you do have a lot of cooldown. It make your horse go a little bit, pop a little bit more often. You can pop your law a bit more often, Iron Skin a bit often. So yeah, I will use Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac like a must-have. Another one is that, yeah, if you use the 5-piece instead of 6-piece Roland, then yes, this is a must-have. Otherwise, you can stick with full sets of Roland. Put another belt in it. That's fine. There's a lot of other options as well. The rest wise, the rest of it, doesn't really matter. It's not something I really use to it as well. You don't really need a top-notch DPS, so you don't really need to get all the perfect gear to do this set dungeon at all. Legendary gem wise, I would advise against the Bane of Trap, because you don't want enemy to slow down. You want them to come to you as fast as possible. So don't use Bane of the Trap. You can use other things like maybe Bane of the Powerful if you want to, because there's some elite around you, if that's your cup of tea, or anything, Pain Enhancer, anything that make it work. I use a Gorgot of Swiftness because it helped with the cooldown reduction, and yeah, Bane of the Powerful as well. Now, the cube wise, again, I would say Illusory Boots from the Bounty is almost like a must-have, because you do want to get to all the enemy around you without being like stuck by them. Now, the if you don't have it, is it the end of the world? Not really. Some people like to use the Condemn to group things together like a vacuum. If you want to be careful not to kill things with your Condemn, you must be able to group them but not to kill them. Another one is that you could use the, you can rely on your Iron Skin as well, because there are some runes whereby you can pass through the enemy. It doesn't really matter, but if you have it, kind of use it. I think it's a must-have. Ingeum is very nice to have because it does help you, because there are some elites around you as well, help you to pop the cooldown more often. That's about it. Not really a must-have. So just to recap, you must have this. You must have this. If you do a Roland kind of like mix with Captain Crimson, you must have that. This is a must. But these are very nice to have, these two. All right. So now, of course, that go without saying, don't use a follower. Yeah, I know. Now, build wise itself, again, not hard and fast rule. You can do things that you are comfortable with. By right, you must have a sweep attack as well. Blazing Sweep is one of the better kind of like a DPS out there, so I picked it. Another one is that you could dump your Wrath in different way, spammable one, because sweep attack on its own will not get you the second objective. You must be able to dump your kind of like Wrath really fast. I like Feast of the Heaven really because sometimes you do need to reach out to targets a little bit further. And you can see in my video later, I almost didn't make it had I not have some Feast of Heaven here and there. So you want to have a little bit of range to it as well. I find it rather useful. I use the one of the strongest rune for the fire thing that does kind of just to buff it in general on the fire. So I use that. You don't have to follow this one. You can have other things like Condemn as well if you are more comfortable with that. Speed Charge, Endurance help you to go further. Profit of the Accurate Champion, just in case you profit there. Unstoppable Force is useful because it does help you with the cost reduction of it in general, and then that help you with the Captain Crimson as well, kind of thing. So because Captain Crimson will get buff if you get cost reduction being factored into the whole build itself. All right, Iron Skin is very important as well, because you do have a group aggro a lot enemy. They do hit on you rather hard, and you want to survive some of this hit as well. And I used to also increase your movement speed. It's always nice in a set dungeon. Heavenly Strength, because I'll be using two hand items. Finally, Indestructible, just in case, because if your character shall die in the set dungeon, then the set dungeon is over. And Long Arm the Law. Law means that the law will, instead of 5 seconds, it extends to 7 seconds. So it's nice. All right. So now this is some of the general tips and so on. Not the easiest one, but if you do it enough of time, you kind of know the map. That's very important, map knowledge, because it does go like a lot of like little back and forth. You can't really just go one direction. So once you do it, I think the more you do it, the better you become, because you kind of get a routine of where you want to go. Best of luck. It's not the easiest one, but you can do it. All right.
Please look, you won't be disappointed.
Require more wrath. Not enough wrath. Cower before Lakaru. Not ready yet. Patience. Not enough wrath. Require more wrath. Not ready yet. Patience. Like chaff before the wind. My wrath is low.